show you what we can see. Measurement of how thick the lining of the womb is.
And we're also now looking at the way in and how to take the biopsy, and your cervix is nice and curved, like a nice little smile there. After we've taken the sample, it'll give me an opportunity to see what it looks like on the microscope, because on the scan it looks perfect. And by nailing down the fundamental biology, we've realised it's actually the stem cells that control the way the lining of the womb prepares for pregnancy. So the really exciting thing about our approach is that we're going to have treatments to prevent miscarriage that you have before you're pregnant. The rest of the world are still trying to look for treatments that you give after you got pregnant. Yeah, put the whole thing on the camera. Put the longitudinal view. With the cervix.
It's very kind of real that, you know, if you're going to have a baby and you start making plans for the future and you start thinking, even though it's early days, you start making kind of plans in your head as to what you're going to do about work and everything else. And then when you do miscarry, it's kind of like all those plans just kind of go out the window.
Yeah, put the whole thing on the camera. Put the longitudinal view. And then we just pull the plunger back and then go to scratch the lining of your womb, and then we pull it back out again, and then we'll have our biopsy thing full of the lining of your womb.
2 that I've had have been silent miscarriages, so, and the last one, so we haven't found out until the 12-week scan that it's stopped developing, and that's very hard because when you go in to have a scan and you think that you're going to see a moving fetus and then you don't see anything at all, it's quite difficult to deal with.
The problem with Friday afternoons is the M6 and the patients.
We've got a really good biopsy, a really good sample.
You're not on your phone before you get on it.
Seeing how upset she's been, I mean, to be fair to her, she's never gave in. Actually, she keeps trying to get as much research, test it as much as possible, just to rule things out.
We take a sample of the lining of the womb and then fix it into a paraffin or wax block, and then you cut sections from it, which are very thin slices that are just 3 microns thick. We can then stain things a different colour. So we can stain the NK cells a different colour so we can see how many of them there are. And we can also stain other proteins a different colour to see how much there is there. The exciting research suggests that what it means is actually you lack the stem cells. So the high NK cells are the result of a lack of something, you see. And so they're like a flag to tell us there's something wrong with the lining of the womb. The natural killer cells don't seem to actually cause the miscarriages. They're there for another reason that does cause the miscarriage. Because the lining of the womb is actually a very complicated tissue. It's not only got NK cells in it, it's got glandular cells, it's got blood cells, it's got stromal cells, it's got other immune cells, it's got these stem cells. So it's very difficult with so many things there to work out which is the key to miscarriage. What I'm going to do is a pilot trial initially to prove to the funders that I can do the trial and that people will be recruited to it. Once I can prove that, then I can apply for a large amount of money to do a definitive trial with around 800 women in it. And then once you've done that trial, then the whole world will have this. I desperately hope Scratch works because it's cheap and actually you can have it done any country in the world. So I really hope this is going to be the answer.
It just seems to be brushed aside. It's unexplained all the time. So we need answers, really.
Yeah. I think unexplained isn't a diagnosis, really.